All right, so here is the factory Nighthawk 15. You can see that it requires some trimming in order to get the, well, just to get the spring in and then to allow the slide to reciprocate fully. So we're going to throw that on top of this Wilson Combat shock buff. You can see it here. It's a 99-cent part, but it does quite a bit to keep the slide and frame from impacting too hard. So we are going to throw this in here, hold that down nice and tight, throw this amalgamation of a recoil assembly back together. This is not modification, this is maintenance. All right, so once we have that in, and I can tighten it all the way without the frame on it, what we want to check is that this is going to go all the way down, and it takes quite a bit of tension to get that assembly to come all the way in, and it just barely impacts that shock buff. It does take a little bit of trial and error when we're cutting the spring to length to make sure that it works. Make sure we got all our parts and pieces in here. Throw that back on there. Put this back in. All right. So what we will try to see here is when this slide, well, first let's do this. Let's lock that slide back. Okay, so there's the slide fully locked back. Now that we've cut the spring, notice it actually goes back farther. We know that from slide lock, it'll pick up around just fine. So if we get that extra 1/8 of an inch or so of play, we're in good shape. And if you see in there, let's see if we can get that angle with some light. There we go. You can see the disconnector, and that slide is right on that back bevel of the disconnect. So there's no, it's just so smooth. It won't hang up on it at all anymore. Those are the maintenance parts, not modifications, the maintenance parts that I've put on here. And as of right now, this thing is eating absolutely everything I put in it. It hasn't had any stoppages, it hasn't had any feed issues. If you can see down in there, it's really hard to see. I don't think you really can in this light, but the rounds are impacting right there on the feed ramp, so almost at the top. They're not having to go down on the supported area to come back up, so the nose is, you know, halfway in plane with the chamber as it comes up. But really kind of happy for the price. You know, we got $4 in parts there. 2,500 rounds in the frame, and slide is really smooth. The Cerakotes come off the inside of the rails, which has really helped. I'm pretty happy with it. Nice little gun.